Hi, this is Upayan from Indiahikes, and today we are talking about the Kumara Parvatha trek. I shifted to Bangalore for my job at Indiahikes itself, and even before I came to Karnataka, I knew about the Kumara Parvatha trek. So it is known to be this very difficult, legendary trek in the region, and I was excited to do it, see it for myself. But when I actually landed up on the trek, I saw that a lot of things had changed. For example, earlier it used to be a 2-day thing. People used to camp at Bhattaramane or at the Girigadde Forest Rest House and then go do the trek on the second day. So now with the Aranya Vihara regulations, that has stopped. I also learned that the Aranya Vihara had also opened up another route from the Somwarpet side. So a lot of things had changed, and it was really difficult for me to get all the information together and kind of understand how I wanted to go about the trek. So in this video, I'll walk you through what has changed, what remains the same, and given the situation now, how exactly to go about planning the trek. First, the possible trek starting points and the routes you can take from them. A comparison of the routes is the second thing to consider. The third thing, of course, would be to see how you can plan your travel to reach those trek starting points. Fourth, how to get permits for those. And fifth, the costs associated with each of them. So let's get started. So first things first, we must answer the question of where do you start the trek. So now traditionally, Kumara Parvatha has always been done from this temple town of Kukke Subramanya, and that is how it has always been known. But now with the advent of Aranya Vihara, there is one more place from where we can start the trek, and that is Beedahalli. So these are actually on two different sides of the mountain. So it's Kukke Subramanya on one side of Kumara Parvatha, the Kumara Parvatha mountain, and then Beedahalli on the other side. So now you can start the trek from either Kukke Subramanya or from the Beedahalli side. And interestingly, there are three different ways in which you can do this trek. So the first would be the traditional and most well-known route to Kumara Parvatha that starts and ends at Kukke. So this is the most difficult route you can choose. Both ways, it is around 23 kilometers. And of course, this is also the route that shows you the most of the landscape. You start through forests, have beautiful open grasslands, climb to Shesha Parvatha, and then go on to Kumara Parvatha, and you return the same way. Earlier, people used to break that trek into 2 days with a camping halt at Bhattaramane. That is now out of the question. So you need to complete this 23 or 24 kilometers of trek in 1 day. The next route that you can choose is you start from the Beedahalli side and you end on the Beedahalli side itself. So that way it's 7 kilometers one way, making it a total of 14 trekking kilometers for the day. It's much easier than the Kukke to Kukke route, simply because Beedahalli is situated higher than Kukke and elevation gain is less. So the climbs are less steep. Having said that, you also miss out on the views of Shesha Parvatha, the grasslands and all of that. Although Beedahalli has beautiful forests, often they make me feel like the Himalayan forests, but there is no arguing that the Kukke route is grander. And the third way in which you can do the Kumara Parvatha trek, which is actually the best of both worlds, is you start your trek from Beedahalli, go to Kumara Parvatha, and then end on the Kukke side. So that makes it a 7 kilometer ascent from Beedahalli and then an 11 kilometer descent to Kukke, a total of 18 to 19 trekking kilometers for the day. Difficulty wise, it sits in between the other two routes. It's significantly more difficult than the Beedahalli to Beedahalli circuit, but also a little easier than doing the entire trek from Kukke to Kukke. So personally, this would be my favorite route because it also shows me the beautiful forests of Beedahalli, but I don't miss out on Shesha Parvatha and all the iconic things that make Kumara Parvatha the legendary trek that it is. So once you have decided the route you want to go for, you now have to go into how you can get permits to do that trek. So now with the advent of Aranya Vihara, permits have become pretty streamlined. You just need to log on to their website, create an account for yourself and book your permit online. In Aranya Vihara, all treks are listed district wise. Kumara Parvatha is listed under the Kodagu district treks. So you need to book the permits that's specific to the route you are going for. And it's an important thing to keep in mind, because if you have booked permits for the Beedahalli to Beedahalli route and you end up at Kukke, you will not be allowed on the trek. Or for example, you have booked a Beedahalli to Beedahalli permit and you are attempting the crossover, you will be heavily fined on the Kukke side. So make sure that you are booking the permits for the route that you are going for. But no matter which route you choose, the permits cost rupees 350. That's the fixed cost, but the permits you choose is going to be the route that you can access. When you are booking the permit, you will be asked for a photo identity card. Make sure that you carry that with yourself as well on the trek, because at the entry itself you have to produce your permits and the photo identity card to be allowed on the trek. So make sure that you don't miss out on them. So now that your permits are done, there are two other things that you need to take care to be able to go through the forest checkpost without much of a trouble. First thing is single-use plastic. So single-use plastic is heavily restricted on the Kumara Parvatha trek. So you will have to pay a deposit depending on the number of single-use plastic items you are carrying. And once you are back at the forest checkpost at the end of the trek, you would have to produce the exact same number to be able to claim your deposit. And second is anything that could be considered camping gear. This would include cooking utensils, it would be ropes, or it could be even a simple knife you are taking to maybe cut fruits or anything like that. So no camping equipment is strictly allowed on the trek. So if you are carrying any camping equipment, it will be confiscated at the checkpost itself. So now that you have decided on the route by which you want to do the Kumara Parvatha trek, you need to figure out how to reach the trek starting point itself. So I'll start with the Kukke side first because it is pretty simple. From Bangalore, there are daily overnight buses going to Kukke. They start around 9:30-10 p.m. at night, and you will reach Kukke Subramanya by around 5:30 a.m. And from the Kukke Subramanya bus stand, it's only about a 1.5 kilometer walk to your trek start point. There are autos available as well if you don't want to walk that 1.5 kilometer. On the other hand, the traveling to the Beedahalli trek start point is a little more complex. That's because there is no direct long distance bus connectivity to Beedahalli. The closest bus stop is Somwarpet. So you have to take a bus from Bangalore to Somwarpet. Again, overnight buses. You can hop onto a bus around 9 p.m. 10 p.m. and expect to be at Somwarpet around 5:30 a.m. But from Somwarpet to the Beedahalli trek start point is almost a 25-27 kilometers drive. So here you don't really have the option of walking the distance, but you have to rely on autos to take you from the bus stand to the trek starting point. Good news is that during the Kumara Parvatha season, there are trekkers almost every day, especially on weekends, to do the trek. So the autos are also lined up early in the morning right outside the bus stop. So you can you'll easily get the autos, but that will also make things a little more costlier for you when you are traveling from the Beedahalli side. So in the next section, we'll talk about the costs and how much you can expect to spend depending on which side you are doing the trek from. So coming to the costs, I'll start from the Kukke side. Buses to Kukke from Bangalore, they cost around rupees 400 to 450 rupees, seater buses. But if you're taking a sleeper bus, you can expect to spend something around 1100 to 1200 rupees on this journey. So for this estimate, I'll just take the ceiling amounts. So we can consider rupees 2400 for the journey to and from Bangalore to Kukke. On the trek, you would spend 350 rupees for your permits, and the only other cost you incur is for food. So for breakfast, I would strongly suggest that you carry your own food. First, because early in the morning there may not be many shops offering breakfast. Second, you lose precious time at shops having your breakfast, and given how tight you are on time if you are attempting the Kukke to Kukke route, it's advisable you carry your own breakfast and just munch along as you go on the trek. So for lunch, it's advisable, and I would strongly suggest that you carry your own lunch from home. But if that is not possible, you can still have your lunch at Bhattaramane. So although camping is now banned, you can still have your food there. All you need to do is give them a call in advance and they'll have your food ready. A meal at Bhattaramane would cost something around 120 to 150 rupees per person. So combining breakfast and your lunch on the trek, you would spend something around 200 to 50 rupees. And end of the trek, when you are back in Kukke, you can again have a hearty dinner at 100-150 rupees. So 500 rupees would be a comfortable budget for you to plan for your food for the entire day. So now if we add up the costs, it's around rupees 2000 for your journey to and from Bangalore, 500 rupees for your food on the trek and 350 rupees for your permits, and that comes to around 2800 rupees. So a 3000 rupees budget is pretty comfortable to do the Kumara Parvatha trek from the Kukke side. On the other hand, if you are trying the trek from the Beedahalli side, it is a little bit more costlier because this is a 25 to 27 kilometers of drive by auto, and they charge anything between 800 to 1000 rupees for the drive. If you can share the ride with fellow trekkers, 4 of you can easily travel in an auto. It's around 250 per side. That comes to around 500 rupees for this transfer. So if you are doing the trek from the Beedahalli side, it would cost you around 3500 rupees. That's 500 rupees more than what the Kukke route costs. So if you are trying to do this trek as a crossover from the Beedahalli to the Kukke side, the costs would be pretty similar to what you spend to do it from Beedahalli to Beedahalli. That would be around 3500 rupees. So with this, I feel you are reasonably well prepared to go and do the Kumara Parvatha trek on your own. But if you still have any queries, any doubts, we have detailed documentations as well on our website. I am leaving the link in the description below. Go have a look. If you still have queries, do not hesitate to shoot us an email. We are always happy to help. Happy trekking.